Good evening,
Hello
everyone.
and
This is
assalamu
Mac
alaikum
here, and I welcome you
everyone.
all. I guess before I begin, oh my God, let's. My guest says few lines, and then we will begin with my introduction style. Go ahead, Ikra.
Let's begin the show and finally we are live. Hello and assalamu alaikum everyone. Thanks for tuning into Mac Vlogs. You are tuned into Mac Vlogs and I am live all the way from Islamabad, Pakistan on Mac Vlogs. So yeah, over to my host today.
Okay, thank you once again, Ikra. Good evening, everyone. This is Mac here, and I welcome you all to my YouTube channel, which is called Mac Vlogs, which you all know about. Before we begin with an exciting and interesting segment and the video and the podcast with my guest. Her name is Iqra Bisma. She's sitting in Islamabad, as she already have mentioned it. But if you haven't subscribed the channel, go and subscribe the channel and start, and so that I can begin with an exciting stuff. Have you subscribed it? I'm sure you have. Okay, good evening, everyone. So Iqra Bisma sitting in Islamabad, my guest for this evening. So what a topic we have come up with. Talent, 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 which we keep on hearing about. Pakistan has a tremendous talent with people, but we don't know where those talents are being hidden and where they are. So we need to come forward and bring them to our different cities of Pakistan so that they all can connect with the talented people. So before I begin, let me just say a short intro, a brief, not the brief, I would say small intro about my guest. Her name is Iqra Bisma. She's an international speaker, which we're going to be talking about what international speaker or the public speaking is all about. She's a coach, she's a trainer, she's a facilitator serving as an RJ at Radio Pakistan. Oh my God. So, everyone, when you tune in your radios in the morning, in the afternoon, or the evening when going back home, I'm sure you might be hearing lovely voice of Ikra Bisma at that time. Well, she is the founder of Speak to Lead International and alumni of the Sister to Sister Exchange program as well. Ikra, over to you now, and let's see and hear your journey, and we will begin this excitement which is in the air. Go ahead.
First of all, thank you so much for having me on your show and thank you so much for such a great introduction. As you have mentioned lots of things. And talking about who am I and what I do, you have mentioned lots of things, but I define
That was a
myself
small intro.
as a
Sorry for
super
that. That was a
energetic,
small intro, but you were
passionate,
going to
and
be telling us
enthusiastic
more, right?
speaker of Pakistan. So, yeah, it's an honor to be here, and I'm great to be a part of your show.
Definitely. So please go ahead and tell us who is Ikra Bisma? I have given a very small intro
Mhm.
about you, okay? But we want to know ये लड़की कहाँ पैदा हुई, कहाँ छुपी हुई थी और अब दुनिया को बताना है पाकिस्तान में जो टैलेंट है in the name of in the form of Ikra Bisma. So we need to share your story, your journey, and how the young girls can be inspired, come forward, connect with you, and learn from you what they might be lacking in their lives. So please go ahead and express yourself.
Okay, so first of all, who am I? You have mentioned lots of things, but who am I? I would just like to add that Ikra Bisma is passionate, enthusiastic. You can say a little bit of courageous as well. She is a girl who just wants to fly and do the things beyond this world and beyond the four walls of her classroom. So I was actually born and raised in Kashmir, a very beautiful and a peaceful place here in Pakistan. And from there, I started my journey from small community projects. I started my community service projects at the age of 8 when I was in my grade second. I started my public speaking journey, my listening journey, and my journey as a social activist at the age of 8 in my school. I used to do lots of projects. I used to participate in different storytelling events, different debate contests, speeches, and from there, I just thought that I have to do something unique and something which is different
Which
from
nobody knows
what
about.
other
Which
all
nobody
my
knows about.
class fellows are doing. So at that time, in English we used to study that poem that two roads diverged and I took the one least taken by, and that made the whole difference. And I thought that I also have to take the road least taken by, and I took the road, and this is how I just came into the public speaking, the listening, the training, and all that stuff. Now, that has a very funny story on how I came into public speaking, listening, and on all these things. When I was in my grade second, you can say, or when I was a kid, like everybody, I just wanted to be a doctor, pilot, or an engineer because these were the careers that I was always told of by my parents and everybody. I still remember that I had a small plane. It was, of course, a toy. And I used to, every day, I used to play with that plane. And I used to say that I want to become a pilot. And after that, few years later, when I joined my school, I saw that every child is saying that I want to become a doctor. And I was like, yes, I also want to become a doctor. And then I came to know that, yes, there are some sort of like a fancy word of engineer. I just came to know about this word. I was like, okay, who are engineers? And people told that engineering is also a profession. So I said that I want to become an engineer. I still remember when I was in my grade third, I wanted to become a designer because there was an event or school, and in that event, I was supposed to play the role of a designer. So at that time, I wanted to become a designer. In my grade fifth to sixth, I actually watched a movie, and in that movie, I came to realize that there are GD pilots as well, and I wanted to become a GD pilot. And now my
Mhm.
career has a very fancy story that how I took so many turns and I ended up with the speaking. So it's like, yes, I wanted to become a doctor, then engineer, and still I remember that I wanted to become a lawyer as well, somewhat in my like fifth and sixth grade. And after that, I wanted to become an aeronautical engineer, then so many things. But
So many different
after,
professions you wanted to be.
yeah, I wanted to pursue, and that has a reason. That has a reason that in Pakistan we don't have career counseling, and every child is told that there are only two professions: one is the doctor and one is the engineer. And sadly, I was also told by my teachers and everybody that you want to become a doctor. But when I explored all the professions, when I saw that there are so many other things, then I was like, okay, doctors. I was like, okay, lawyers also exist. I want to become a lawyer. Designers also exist. I want to become a designer. And then I remember that in my metric, I had cousin who was a cadet, and he said that he is preparing for CSS. And I said that what is CSS? And he was like, it is related to the administrative process of Pakistan, the bureaucrats. And I was like, can females do that? And he was like, yes, of course. There are so many female officers out there. So I was like, I want to become this one now. So at that time, I decided to become an officer. And till metric, this was the one thing that I wanted to do. But after my intermediate, during my intermediate, I also wanted to go with the CSS. Now that also has a very funny story that when I was interested in aviation, I contacted every single pilot and aeronautical engineer on social media. I used to
Let's wait
approach
to
them.
let's give a little wait a pause here for our audience to understand. I'm sure they might get strayed or a little bit get confused in terms of so much of things were in your plate to decide which you couldn't decide as
So
far as the
true.
professions and the careers were involved. So what exactly and how, where did you feel a breakthrough? You felt that out of all these careers, I need to be something which today I am, and I'm loving it basically because this is what I really wanted to be.
So this roller coaster ride started, as I have mentioned, like when I was in my grade second, and it ended up with public speaking after my intermediate. It
Okay.
uh, it actually ended up in COVID. During COVID, as we all were isolated, we all were alone. So it gave me a time to just think upon and reflect on everything I've been doing ever since my childhood. And that was an aha moment of my life. when I realized that what exactly I love, what I do when I am alone, what others appreciate me for, and what I am really very passionate about, and I can do this thing for the whole of my life. And another thing that is very connected was how I can make a difference in the lives of others. As Martin Luther King says that the most urgent and persistent question that you can ask from yourself is what you are doing for others. So at that time, I thought that I have to choose a career that can actually touch the lives of people. So I chose public speaking coaching as my career, and yay, finally
And
I
how,
ended up
sorry,
being
how long,
a
and
speaker and a
how
coach.
long, how long span of your career has been in terms of the experience you have gained so far for our audience knowledge? How long has it been?
In terms of speaking, if I say so, I have been a part of, as I have mentioned earlier, that I have been a part of speaking, public speaking, debates, and speeches ever since my childhood when I was in my grade second. And talking about my career
Professional
as a
career.
professional coach, so it's been, I think, that 1 year.
Okay.
It's been a year now.
Well, early times. I would say that it's a very early journey of yours, so you have a long way to go. But still, I think it's never too late to accept and be on your toes. When you're early on any path you want to follow.
That's true.
Well, we have been hearing, and it's been so amazing to understand. I'm getting some goosebumps after hearing all what you have said so far in terms of a talented person like you who wants to express and has the wings and can go a long way if you have the will and the guts to be blunt enough to say whatever you want and whatever you have from your heart. So I believe that as a young woman, you're doing an excellent job, I'm sure, basically, because I saw lots of segments and the videos of yours. Basically, it's all about confidence. When you have confidence, you can definitely achieve your dreams, the goals which you have pursued in your life. So let's moving on to little bit another areas which we like to focus on would be tell us about your journey in terms of in different countries, like for example sister to sister exchange
Yeah.
program. What is it, what does that do? And have you attended any international public speaking events, if that has been part of your journey too? And how did that change or made you evolve with different multicultural people to understand what is lacking in Pakistan and express as a Pakistani what's different outside?
That's a great question. So, Sister to Sister Exchange Program basically is a program that empowers young women of Pakistan to equip them with their career path, and it also gives you some sort of professional experience. And you go to the United States for 3 weeks almost, and you study different courses over there. So, in my case, this program was virtual since it was in COVID. So basically, this program was supported by the SIE, which is Society for International Education, and US Department of State. So yeah, it was actually one of the turning point of my life because I was among one of the 16 girls selected from all over Pakistan for this program. And I was selected for American University at Sister Sister Exchange Program. And the experience that I had at this program was by far one of the best experience of my life because I learned so many things about cross-cultural communication, about women leadership, about women empowerment, and how can I actually initiate the projects in my community. And talking about your second question, that was about the international events. So, yes, I have been a part of more than I would say 20 countries virtually. I've been to different events of different countries, among which we have Nepal, USA, UK, uh, and I have been a part of some events in the virtual events of the Germany as well, Nigeria, and India, of course, how can I miss India? So many other countries that I have been a part of different virtual events and international conferences, which was held during the pandemic.
How did that impact in your life? Means what impact it had in your life in terms of knowledge building, character building, confidence building, and people to people contact building?
Well, that's an amazing question, and I would say that this was again one of the turning point of my life because before that, before connecting to people internationally, my life was all about in the four walls of my house and in the four walls of my classroom. Because I never knew that I can connect with people globally just by sitting in the comfort of my home. But when I just realized that after sister to sister exchange program, I got selected for a local team Hero Nepal, and I was the only Pakistani representing there. And that was the first time when I interacted with like millions of youth online, and I was the speaker from Pakistan over there. And when I spoke there, and there was so much youth, that empowered me, and that was the moment when I realized that okay, yes, I have the power to influence others, and I have the power to make a difference in the lives of others as well, and I can also do something. Because after that conference I received so many messages from different countries, and youth were like, we also want to do projects like you, we also want to make a difference like you. And I still remember that that night I didn't sleep just because I was answering to everybody on social media, okay, you can do this, you can join my community, you can join this community, you can join this program. And I felt so good. And that was the moment when I felt that, okay, I have to do something in my life that can actually touch the life of people, that can make a difference in the lives of other people. So, in terms of like your third question, that was about how it has impacted my life. So, I think that it has changed my life completely. Back in 2020, during the pandemic, I started Talk. As you have mentioned that, yes, Talk is the abbreviation for time, attention, listening, and knowing. There is one thing that I felt that we all want to speak. I want to speak, and yes, I speak a lot, but I listen as well. I love listening as well. And I notice that people around us don't listen. There are lots of people out there who need somebody just to talk, just to somebody who can understand them, somebody who can just listen to them. And at that time, I thought to create a forum where people can listen to each other, where I can listen to the stories of other people. And this was like I was just going through some documentaries, and I saw that suicide rate is increasing, depression is increasing, people are getting lonely. So I developed a society called Talk, where I started listening to the stories of people. And believe you me, I listen to thousands of stories online. I listen to the people who needed somebody just to listen to them and just to share their stories and speak their heart out. And that was one of the defining moment and the changing moment of my life. I would say I felt so good listening to them. It empowered me a lot. And when somebody is, let's suppose that if somebody is just going to do suicide, and they're going to say, I'm just going to end up my life, and they just call you, and you provide them with your listening support, and you say them that the world is not ended, it's okay, you have more things to do, the world is for you, and you have saved a life actually. So this happened in my listening journey as well. And similarly, same goes for the youth as well. I listen to the problems of youth, I listen to everybody. And I think that this was another thing that changed my life, and which brought patience, empathy, compassion, and so many other things that I think that I have cultivated in myself just with my speaking and listening journey so far.
With the continuation of that, this question arises in my mind that you are being a RJ, the radio jockey as well. Is that one of the reasons that you chose that career as well? Because you like to listen to people, and the radio is all about listening. So if people have requests, if they have anything anything to share? Is that one of the reasons for you to join or become an RJ as well?
Okay, that's a great question, by the way. So I have been listening to radio ever since my childhood. As I have mentioned that I was born and raised in Kashmir.
When
So in Kashmir,
I'm
usually
sorry,
we don't.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be saying this, but the fact is that you shouldn't be saying childhood. You're still a child for me at the moment.
Not a child actually, but I call myself a very mature person now.
Yeah, I know
Deep
that. I
inside
was
me,
just
all I'm a
kidding.
child. So basically, I was in Kashmir and I used to listen to radio a lot because there you don't have internet access and mostly you don't have, the social media and technologies. So there I only had radio and I used to listen to radio. And at that time, when I used to listen to different RJs, I always wanted to become an RJ. It was one of my dream to become an RJ in my life someday. And as I have said that, yes, I am very passionate about listening and speaking, and radio is all about listening to others, just saying your heart out, and it's a two-way connection of the listener, the speaker. So yes, that's absolutely one of the reason of joining Radio Pakistan as well.
Do you, I'm sure you know about it, but I would definitely like to focus on this because it's really important for the young girls and all the ladies out there in Pakistan who don't get the opportunity to come forward and express themselves, and they don't have the platforms or the idea how to go about in doing something which they really want to, but they don't get any backing from their families or their spouses or even from their employers, if they don't have that enough confidence. So what message would you like to give them to come forward and be part of a process or the journey of their lives which can change them and help them in a way that our Pakistani ladies and the women and the young girls can value their life, which is really important.
Okay, so I guess that whenever we talk about empowerment or whenever we talk about Pakistani females or their empowerment, so I think that it is one of the things that comes from inside. So Pakistani females, first of all, they have to identify themselves and they have to identify that inner power that every Pakistani girl has. I'm sure that all the girls who are watching out there this program today, they know that they have the power. They know that they have the power to change the world. They have that light inside them, inside
No,
their soul and inside their heart.
those,
So the first thing,
I'm not talking about those who know. I'm talking about those who want to, but they don't, but they can't. So the message should be for them,
okay.
how they can come forward. Because confidence is one thing
So
which
to all the
they
girls,
won't be having now.
so true. So it is one of the things that the girls who do have this power and they're not getting the support from their family. So my first thing that would be like they get demotivated. First of all, just motivate yourself and get motivation from other girls as well. And I think that every family in Pakistan, they just don't want to discourage their girls. They just don't want to them to become unsuccessful. That's why they fear. One of the fact that I feel about Pakistani society is that we love empowerment and we love empowered women, but yet we fear empowered women. So to all the girls who are watching out there, just identify that light inside yourself and
But we need people like
start
you.
small.
But we
Take
need
those
people like you
small
to enlighten
little
them, no?
steps.
But we need
Okay,
people like you
you
to
can do
enlighten
anything.
them.
Like you can take the small steps in your life. Like I say that girls say that we don't have the opportunities, so you can find a lot of opportunities on social media. You can join a lot of communities online. So this should be your first step. Create a social
Hmm.
media account. Okay, as I connect people globally just by sitting at my home. So what I like to do,
Hmm.
connect with people online. Now, there is one of the thing that I find with the girls out there that they say that we are not allowed to make a Facebook account, we are not allowed to make an Instagram account. So I think that this is one of the thing that you have to first of all uh, make your family understand about it. Uh, show them all the inspiring stories and tell them that how girls are doing great things on social media. Create your account on social media, connect with people, join different communities, and connect with people globally. I mean, networking is so important at the present time. And go and interview different people. As like today we are sitting, we are learning from each other. So go and interview different people. And there is a process which is called as the process of reverse engineering, where you see, like if I want to become like Warren Buffett, I have to see that what is the story of Warren Buffett. So you have to go and see that how somebody started off with a something, see their story, how they started, and take all those steps, and you can be there. I mean, like it is not that time where you can say that I don't have opportunities or I don't have resources. You have this mobile phone, you have your laptop, so you can do anything just by
And above
these
all, you have the
small
internet. If you
devices.
have the internet, you can definitely stream everything.
Yes, that's true. You can do anything. I mean, for online, you can give your online services if you are not allowed to go out and work. You can learn a skill and you can do whatever you want to do until unless you overcome your limiting beliefs. I think women have the limiting beliefs, and this is one of the reasons they don't come forward. It's like ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा क्या हो जाएगा? People will say, okay, you are not good enough. This is a limiting belief, and limiting beliefs are always lies. So whatever people are going to say you, they will definitely say. People will demotivate you, but you have to prove yourself, and I think that this is what makes the difference.
The time is something which we all have in our hand, which is 24 hours for you, 24 hours for me, or for any XYZ. Everyone is being given those 24 hours. So, in those 24 hours, can you elaborate that how much time you spend on different field of your work so that young women can and the girls can understand how the time can be managed within those stipulated time, because you're working on the radio, you are a public speaker, so how do you get time for all this stuff which only a woman can do? Because I believe only women are multitasked, not the men.
Multitasker.
Multitaskers.
Well, that's a great question, and I think that the first thing, we all try to find a balance in our lives, which is impossible. You can't balance everything in your life. If I say that, okay, I want to be the best student, so or I just want to be the best speaker, then I just have to focus on that particular thing. But if you want to multitask with so many things, you can't find a balance. So talking about myself, so my day starts off with the I start every day just by counting my blessings around me. It seems strange, but this is what I do. I start off my day with gratitude. Then, of course, I spend some time with myself. This is one of the best thing that I do every morning. And then I listen to a TED talk just when I go to my university. It's like 2 hours distance, and in those 2 hours, I read and I listen to TED talks, and I read some blogs related to different topics, but usually it's related to self-help.
It means you
So
value the time rather than you waste the time.
yeah, and I see people in my university bus, they are listening to the songs at that time, and at that time I just spend doing something productive. After that, I spent my whole day in university from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and I come back at home at 7. So in my university, of course, I take my lectures, I do all my assignments. I bring no assignment, no quiz, and all of the things that university has. I do all of the stuff at university. I never bring my university at my home, and never
No
take my
extra
home to my
luggage.
university.
No extra luggage is carried with you in
Yeah,
terms of the work. So then how do
yeah.
you give your time to the radio station where you're working?
So
Is it
it's actually on Wednesdays. It's on Wednesdays. My show is on air every Wednesday from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Pakistan time. So my university is off on Wednesday. So yeah, I do my radio on Wednesday,
so you're
and
doing
on Saturday,
weekly on
yeah,
a 1 day job? Are you saying
on a
that?
one day. Yeah,
Okay.
it's only for one day. And talking about Saturdays, so my Saturday is about unplugging my technology and myself. It's actually, I have a friend from US, so there they used to celebrate Shabbat, the technological Shabbat. So he shared this beautiful concept of technological Shabbat with me, which is about unplugging your technology for one day in a week, and you connect with your real self. You reflect upon what you are doing, you connect with your loved ones, and you spend your time with yourself. So Saturday is like my day. On Saturdays I'm
Saturday
not
is
exploring.
your me
Yeah,
day. Saturday is your me
me
day.
day. It's a me day.
Wonderful.
And
Wow.
yeah, and on Saturdays I listen to people as well. I try to listen to people as much as I can, people who need listening support around me. So, yeah, this is how I spend my Saturdays, and that's all.
Hmm. Can you tell me that what type of courses and what are those courses names and duration and time process for doing that that can help each of the girls and the male or female, it doesn't matter, in Pakistan to do that, to change and bring confidence in themselves by doing all these courses? Can you mention any few courses which you feel that the people should do to enhance their skills?
Okay, so not any particular courses, but I guess that it depends for everybody. Like if somebody wants to become confident, they have to take courses related to confidence. If somebody wants to come into the speaking, they have to take courses related to speaking. Same goes for if somebody wants to become an active listener, they have to take courses related to listening. So I think that the biggest university is YouTube. First of all, you can find some free material on YouTube. And talking about some other courses, you can of course find such courses on Udemy, Coursera, and some other forums as well. And there are lots of other free courses out there by very well reputed universities around the world. And if you want to actually make a difference in your life, it might sound weird, but you should have an international experience, something that is beyond Pakistan. So there are lots of exchange programs out there, like we have a Yes program, we have Sister to Sister Exchange program, UGrad, we have Fulbright scholarship, and you can go out and search for different scholarships and different exchange programs. They are very excellent exchange programs that can actually make a difference in your life. So yes, these programs have a great impact on your life because they help you to think out of the box. They empower you to become something, and they teach you about your professional career, and they of course provide you with the right mentorship. So I believe that it's very important for all the young girls to attend such exchange programs. And for talking about the virtual programs that you can become a part of, go on Facebook, join different communities, sign up for different webinars, different conferences, and first of all, attend it as an audience. Because as I always say that a good listener is always a good speaker. So this is what I also did. Like, yeah, I started off with the speeches, debates, storytelling events, and stuff like that. And after that, I joined more than 100 conferences. I would say it will be more than thousands of the conferences, webinars, meetings. And then I came to this point where I was invited as a speaker in the same conferences. And yes, you should listen to TED Talks. I listened
And that's
to
where I
two
want to
TED Talks.
come on board,
Yeah.
by understanding that why can't Pakistan have a similar style of platform which TEDx is, where Pakistan can come up with a platform where we can invite top corporates and the different leaders and different uh, people who are good at public speaking to change the mindsets of our youth. I'm sure a lot of programs are being done like that, but do you think that if we have something like TEDx, then we can have more speakers and confident professionals coming in Pakistan to go and speak on different platforms internationally as well? Do you think that is lacking in Pakistan, or do you think we have that in Islamabad, Karachi? or in other parts of the Pakistan, other cities as well?
Well, we do have Toastmasters in Pakistan, but like similar to TEDx, we don't have any forum like this. Yes, we do have some open mic events and storytelling events in Islamabad and all over Pakistan. But talking about a similar forum as TEDx, yes, we don't have. Like in India, if we talk about
What is so
India has
different
a lot
about
of
TEDx, which you feel that uh, if we have something like TEDx, what impact it will have in our society?
So TEDx, since TEDx is all about sharing the unique ideas and shifting your mind. And of course, if we are going to have similar forums in Pakistan, definitely it's going to shift the minds of people. But there is a funny thing about Pakistanis that they are not going to listen to those talks because in Pakistan we do have a lot of podcasts, we do have a lot of shows. They can actually listen to TED Talk even. Like it is available in their mobile phones and on their laptops, but they actually don't listen to the exact TED Talk. So if we are going to have the similar forum in Pakistan, I think that people are not going to show up. This is what I believe and I perceive, but yeah, if such forum is created in future, maybe first of all we need to start off by awareing people that why it is important, because Pakistanis exactly don't know the importance of TED Talk developing their selves. As we see US and other countries, they spend money on their personal development, they spend money on their speaking skills, their listening skills, and their self development. But in Pakistan, when you go and tell people that yeah, I'm a public speaker, or I'm a coach, and you have to improve your speaking skills, they would be like, why we have to do this? They don't know the importance of self development. They would be like very much comfortable spending all of their money hanging out with friends, but they will be feeling guilty to spend money on their personal development and their skill building. So this is what I feel that Pakistanis have in common.
Clap for you by knowing you professionally and connecting with you professionally as well. Now we're going to find out some personal, I wouldn't say personal, but it's more of a rapid fire, which I keep on talking and bringing up with my guests so that we can get to know them a bit more from inside. You know, if you have if you have no issues, we can play that just for
I'm
another
ready for
one
that.
for 2 minutes. You're ready for rapid fire?
I'm always ready.
Okay, that's amazing. So let's start the rapid fire on the Mac Vlogs with to find out what Iqra Bisma loves to eat. What do you like to eat? What is your favorite food?
Kind of a simple person. I have a sweet tooth, so I love cakes, brownies.
Okay, favorite holiday spot?
Northern area, something which is peaceful, away from this whole world.
Any particular hobby or the sports you like to play or you have played and why?
I don't love sports, and particular hobby I love to craft. I love to paint, and I love DIYs a lot.
Do it
And I
yourself
make vision
style,
boards
right?
as well. A lot of vision boards.
Any movie, Hollywood or Bollywood?
Uh, I don't actually watch movies a lot, but I think that the last movie I watched was The Pursuit of Happiness, and it was super amazing. And from Bollywood, I watched Dear Zindagi. It was on mental health, and yeah, it was good. Both, I would say.
I'm surprised that a young girl like you is not into movies much, huh? Otherwise, all the girls are. Anyway, we all are being destined to have our own
I actually did
views.
well.
Okay. Any who has inspired you so much in your life that you really want to meet them live, face to face?
A lot of people, but I would say Simon Sinek. He's one of my favorite speakers.
Mm-hmm. Any celebrity crush you have in your life?
Not at all.
Not at all. Who is Who or why and when have you ever met any top leaders in Pakistan?
I've actually met a lot of people, and I would say that Rehan
Prominent
Lawala
name?
inspires me a lot. He's good.
Who?
He's good.
Who?
Rehan Lawala is good.
Iran Allah. Yeah, he's one
Yeah,
of the
he's good.
famous names in Pakistan and in
He's
Islamabad
good.
for
He's
sure. He has
very
changed a lot
humble.
of
He's very
young
good.
kids and
Uh,
young people's lives.
yeah. Professor
So
Dr. Javed Iqbal. He
cheers
is
up,
good.
and cheers up, thumbs up, cheers up to Rehan Allah for doing a remarkable job in Pakistan. Okay, that was a small rapid fire by MacVlogs to understand and find out what Iqra Bisma is all about, professionally and personally too. So thank you so much, Ikra, for being part of MacVlogs from this evening. You're part of MacVlogs family. So please feel free to be on the show anytime with your different topics you feel that you can add value in other people's life. I'm sure through your speaking, through your listening, which are your core strength, so we can definitely change the mindsets of the people. So before we proceed or end this segment of ours for this evening, one last positive message out there for all which you feel that they need to be heard by you. Positive message.
Okay, so one last message for all the audience out there would be that work without expectations, work on the process without expecting the results, and be the part of that process. And I would say that I just read off that quote. I read this quote somewhere that a day well spent brings a happy sleep, and a life well spent brings a happy death. So you have to understand that how you want to spend your life. If you're going to spend your life in, doing something crazy which touches the life of people, you're going to have a happy death. As I always say that the goal is not to create something, like the goal is always to create something that lives forever. The goal is not to live forever, but the goal is to create something that lives forever. So make sure that you create something that lives forever and keep spreading smiles, keep spreading love, listen to more people, talk to more people, connect with them, find that light inside yourself. I'm just stressing on this again and again that find that light inside yourself because you already have that. Just you have to believe in yourself and just do it and just be consistent with what you are doing and never look back. And make sure that if you are here on this planet, you leave your mark on this planet. Just don't come here that you come into this planet and nobody knows you and you died. Come to this planet, do something for people. As you see that we are connecting today, Mac Vlogs is a forum to connect people, to bring them on board, and to share ideas. So, yeah, change the world, think of something unique, and just do that and create something that lives forever.
Thank you so much, Ikra Bisma. So nice of you for with all your kind words. So before you go, I always say a shout out from my guest so that they can add value in other people's life by bringing them forward and coming and connecting them on MacBlog. So a small shout out from your side would definitely add value. Please go ahead for a small shout out.
Okay, so once again, I would say that hello and assalamu alaikum everyone. We were live from Mac Vlogs. This is your RJ Iqra Bisma. So do follow, like, share, and subscribe Mac Vlogs. Follow them. They have some amazing content, and Mac Vlogs is all about sharing and creating unique ideas and bringing the talent from whole world to this forum. So do follow them.
Thank you once again, Ikra. Take care. Keep that smile on. Keep that spark. Keep shining, superstar. You are one of the best superstars for Pakistan for upcoming many more years. So everyone here, she was on MacBlocks this evening. So we will see you soon with another guest on my show soon, inshallah, which I'll keep you posted about who the upcoming guest will be. So you take care. Keep the smiles. Be healthy. God bless you. Assalamu alaikum. Take care. Bye bye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye. See you. Smiling. Done. We need to smile.